Hello, this is Fear Dragon coming at you with another StarCraft 2 netcast. Today we have a Terran versus Zerg over here on Neoplanet S. This is from the ladder. It's against two Masters players. So we're going to go ahead and jump in and introduce these players. Spawning down here in the bottom left-hand corner of Neoplanet S is the red Zerg player representing Team Purdue StarCraft Club. It is going to be Purdue StarCraft Club's Murazor. He is an awesome Zerg player. I love watching him play, and he was actually the one that sent me this replay, but he does not have such a big ego that it guarantees he would only send me games that he has won. So we're going to go ahead and introduce his opponent. Spawning up here in the top right-hand corner as the blue Terran player representing Team Exion is going to be exioNSkipper. exioNSkipper obviously representing Team Exion, which is a semi-pro gaming team. Going to be expecting some super awesome play out of him, and I love this little decal that he has going on over here, the 3 stars. It's almost like he's freaking Captain America, man, and who doesn't like Captain America? Probably Iron Man, or maybe Spider-Man, but Iron Man and Spider-Man are not in this game. It's just Murazor. So we're going to end up seeing how they both end up playing this game out. It looks like right now, Skipper just opening up with a gas opening, throwing down the barracks and the gas. That could actually just be some sort of a Reaper opening. Get up an early Reaper just to put on a little bit of pressure on your Zerg opponent. And it can cause a lot of problems, especially if the Zerg player does not open up with a gas as well. And it looks like, ooh, Murazor just going to be going for the hatchery first. This is normally pretty standard, but some Zergs have been opening up with the gas and spawning pool rather than just immediately going for the hatchery first. Just, oh, did he actually cancel that? Huh, he actually accidentally canceled it. It looks like he might have just put it off by a certain cell or something. And ooh, Murazor going to be opening with gas. Yeah, so he is going to be preparing for the potential Reaper opening. And based on the fact that he's collecting up gas, yep, there is the first Reaper going to be starting on its way. And he is going to be looking to do a ton of damage. Fear the Reaper, man, because Reapers in this matchup are super duper scary. It looks like I'm getting a little bit of lag over here, but it's kind of weird because... There we go, guys, and we're back. Hopefully I'll remember to just edit that little part out, as I had a little bit of freeze up on my computer for some reason. I have no idea why. My computer CPU usage was sitting at 8% because I have a beautiful i7 processor and an awesome GTX 670. So don't know why it would be freezing up, but hopefully it doesn't do that again regardless. Doesn't look like the timer actually ended up skipping anytime, so we're just going to go ahead and jump back into it. Spawn pool already about 3/4 of the way done, so you should have that up in time for this Reaper to actually hit. But the thing is, he's not going to actually have speed just by yet. He'll be able to start speed, but he will not have speed, so he's going to have to deal with this Reaper up until that point. And that's going to be super duper annoying. A Reaper moves so freaking fast now in Heart of the Swarm that drones just really don't have a good chance against them, and neither do slow Zerglings if they are well microed. We can see over here is Reaper getting a good amount of damage actually done right now. As we can see, wow, actually just being able to pick off a lot of these drones right now. This is actually a little bit intense. Yeah, there we go. Finally ends up being taken out. A little bit unfortunate that it does get taken out, though, as normally I think that you expect it to survive a little bit longer, but we do have a second one on the way. Do we have a third? No, we're going to be seeing a reactor and a factory, so probably going to be transitioning into Hellions behind all this, but speed is about halfway completed as long as Murazor can stay alive. And oh my god, he gets another surround on the Reaper. A bit of miscontrol from Skipper, but really good surround from Murazor. Just bringing the drones in a giant circle, just completely catching Skipper off guard. And, I mean, Team exioNSkipper is going to have to make something happen, as he does not want to have lost those two Reapers, not having done actually that much damage. Yeah, he force a little bit of drone pullage, so I mean some lost mining time, but really only one worker killed. Only like even one worker is even softened up at this point, so it hasn't even really done a whole lot for the big Hellion rest that's going to be coming up. And of course, Murazor should know that that is going to be coming up in just a second, as he's going to move over here into the natural expansion. Speed kicks in. He's going to be able to chase down a couple of these SCVs. Will he be able to get any? Looks like he's going to be at least able to get into the base and get a full scout off. There is my cell phone telling me that there's been a car crash 7, 8 or so blocks away from me, but I don't care. The only thing I will care about is a Hellion car crash, because that is the only thing that matters in this game right now. Now the Zerglings are going to be running for their dear little lives as they just get chased away by 2 Hellions and 4 Hellions now. This is just turning into a terrible, terrible situation for these Zerglings. They're going to be running for their freaking lives because, I mean, that is just like the absolute, oh my god, these Hellions setting up a flanking position. I love this move from Skipper, actually. He's going to guarantee that he'll at least be able to kill one of them. Does not get the second one, and of course, here is the killer right now, is that Murazor actually doesn't really care about those Zerglings. He's using them as a distraction. Gonna go ahead and run a bunch of his own Zerglings over into the natural expansion. Oh my god, he's gonna get Zerglings straight into the main base, and at the same time, these Zerglings gonna be going after the Hellions. Hellions gonna try and get back over to the main base to defend, and 2 Widow Mines should be popping out very, very soon. The Hellions are finally back to defend. How many workers have gone down? It looks like actually not that many. He managed to at least scare Skipper a little bit, force a little bit of off mining time as he retreated all of his SCVs over to his natural expansion. But all in all, really well defended by Skipper. Managed to keep almost all of his Hellions alive. Looks like he managed to, or happened to lose 1 maybe. Yeah, just ended up losing 1 Hellion. That's not the biggest deal in the world. But of course, the nice thing that Murazor has going for him after all of that is he knows exactly what's up. He's kept those Hellions at home, and that has allowed him to drone up pretty heavily behind that. You can see 39 to 35 workers, and of course, Murazor has this nice little wall off going up the no cute little Widow Mine burrowing straight in front of the Queen. It takes 1 hit, takes 2 hits. Looks like it's trying to just get a full shot off on the Queen. The Queen should be able to survive this hit, but Murazor does need to get up some detection. Does he have a lair on the way? Yes, lair is about halfway completed, but this Queen's actually going to be quite low. He's actually going to be able to be brought down by the Hellions. A second Queen does pop out and just goes ahead and completes that wall once again, but this Hellion is, or sorry, the Widow Mine is actually going to be a very, oh, actually, Widow Mine gets taken out as the Spore Caller completes. I was going to say the Queen could have taken another shot and would have to be very, very careful about being burnt down by the Hellions once again. In the meanwhile, behind all of this nice little contain that Skipper is doing, he is going ahead and adding on a couple more barracks. Actually, a lot more barracks. Wow, that's a lot of barracks. And also getting the +1 weapons research and +1 armor. So is going to be looking to probably make some sort of big 1-1 timing push once all those barracks finish up. But wow, Murazor managed to get out quite a few Zerglings. Going to be able to do a little bit of counterattack aggression. There are no Widow Mines or really even Hellions over here to defend. So it looks like he was just counting on the fact that his Hellions over the front would be able to delay any of these Zerglings from moving across the map. Now the Zerglings are killing off quite a few workers, or at least softening up a lot of the workers, running in a bit of an interesting path. Looks like they just want to get back to the Hellions that are trying to go ahead and defend them. The Hellions finally getting some shots off on those Zerglings, but the Hellions now taking some damage, and one of them already gets taken out. Quite a few Zerglings still alive. They take out the second Hellion, and now the Zerglings over the natural expansion just wailing away at that command. So they're going to be attacking some of those Marines as well. The Marines should be able to clean this up with some good micro, which it looks like Skipper does have, and some good positioning. But wow, no! It looks like only a single Marine left, and that Marine is going to get taken out. The remaining 3 Zerglings should get taken out by these Marines, but no, they're on a bad rally point over to a nice little, I guess, a concaved area, and he's going to finally clean that up, but not before taking quite a few losses. 23 workers killed. We have 47 to 29 drones, or workers, or SCVs, whatever you want to call them. And this poor little Widow Mine wants to get some kills. Looks like he manages to soften up one of the Queens, but that is not going to be enough. He needs to do a lot more damage than that. The Zerglings trying to do a little bit of harassment over to the third, but the Marines do end up chasing them off, as they do have stim and combat shields all finished up. And +1 is going to finish up in just a couple of seconds. There we go. +1 finished for these Marines. They're going to be super duper effective against the Zerglings, or at least as equally effective as they were at the very beginning of the game, because we already have 1-1 done for Murazor. So Murazor really staying on top of those upgrades, not going for 2-2, but instead just has his Spire completed. Going to be going for that +1 flyer attack, and has 12 Mutalisks on the way, actually. Those Mutalisks are going to be looking for a little bit of revenge for that Overseer. The blood splatters will mark his grave, as no Zerg will be able to bury that poor Overseer. The Mutalisks will have to just do their burying with blood of Marines, and the Marines are actually going to be completely out of position to be buried. So the Mutalisks can actually just go ahead and go with the blood of SCVs. And I actually don't think SCVs have any blood. No, I think they pretty much just melt into a bunch of mechanical things, but the Marines are going to be able to take out the third expansion of Murazor. That's going to be very, very annoying. He definitely wants a lot of that gas, but does he actually even have an answer to these Mutalisks right now? The Mutalisks are going to be able to do so much damage right now, and if Skipper's economy wasn't already incredibly hindered by a ton of that Zergling harassment earlier on. It is definitely hindered even further now. But when are the mules going to pull back? It looks like the mules are now finally pulling back after these Marines have finally been able to chase out some of those mules. Now the drones coming off the line to try and deal with some of these Marines. Only a single medevac there to heal up those units, and it looks like it's going to be forced to pick up the mules a little bit late to the party. We're actually capable of picking off that there medevac, but now the medevac should have its boosted just in time to boost away and get away from those poor mutalisks that are going to be chasing after them as fast as they can. But the boost only lasts for so long, and the mutalisks are here. The mutalisks are here for blood. They want revenge for that poor overseer, as all of those Marines are finally going to be taken out. 2 Marines forced to the ground before they meet their untimely demise. And now a big Zergling counterattack going on over here. The Marines are actually in a pretty decent number, so they should actually be able to clean everything up. But the question is going to be, at what cost? I mean, a ton of those SCVs ended up going down. The Mutals are now going to be taking out yet another medevac. I don't think there's a single medevac out on the map. No, there's a single medevac with absolutely no energy. 5 energy, and is now just healing up some of these stimmed units. Is going to be very, very difficult for Skipper to actually be able to fend off these mules. I mean, the advantage is that he has a 3rd base, whereas Murazor does not. But, I mean, he's going to have to be making a ton of SCVs and just have absolutely pristine Marine control to actually fend off these mules without taking too much damage. But look at this. We have more mules on the way. It looks like Murazor not even really planning to go for a 3rd. That or these 2 kills are basically just drone kills trying to create a 3rd over there. And now we do end up seeing Murazor going to go ahead and try and retake that 3rd expansion up there. exioNSkipper a little bit out of position. Once again, the Mutals come in, and they are out for blood. They are out for mechanical parts, and, I mean, they're going to be rewarded right now. We can see over here, 50 workers killed. That is absolutely insane. And exioNSkipper realizes how out of position he is. He knows there's absolutely no chance of defending that right now. He's just going to go ahead and get a cancel on the 3rd. Sit idle with some of these Marines. They're on a coffee break. Little do they know that all their little friends back at home are getting taken out by the Mutals. Mutals sitting at +1, +0, and Marines sitting at +2, +2, and +2 Marines are pretty good against Mutals, but not in this low of numbers, as these Marines are basically just getting picked off as soon as they spawn. The Natural Expansion's command center is likely going to be going down, and it looks like, ooh, some Banelings are out for Murazor, getting some okay shots off, and now it looks like, and now just, wow, getting some really big shots off, and all these Marines should be cleaned up. And there's going to be the GG coming out of exioNSkipper, and it looks like Produced StarCraft Club's Murazor able to take this game. This was played on the ladder, so this is just a best of 1, and really well played by both those players. I feel like Skipper had some really great moments over there, especially with some of that Reaper, or I mean, attempted Reaper harass. I have to say Murazor did a fantastic job actually fending that off, but also being able to do some really nice tactics, like sending 2 Hellions around from this side and 2 Hellions around from this side just to trap the 2 Zerglings, stop a little bit of scouting. Small little maneuvers like that really impressed me. And of course, Murazor really just knowing how to take this game. So awesome game from both those players, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my commentary in any capacity whatsoever, and if you did, please go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And of course, if you have any replays that you want casted in Heart of the Swarm, please send them over to feardragon64@gmail.com. I will be casting as many of those replays as I can. I'm super excited. Heart of the Swarm is freaking awesome, and yeah. So, with that being said, again, thank you guys all so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time.